The Imperial Crypt in Vienna is the principal burial site for the House of Habsburg, a tradition established in 1618 when Empress Anna of Tyrol, consort of Holy Roman Emperor Matthias, vowed to build a Capuchin church and crypt for herself and her husband. However, construction was delayed by the 30 Years' War, and it was not until 1633 that the coffins of the founding imperial couple were formally transferred into the finished crypt. Over the next several centuries, the crypt was continually expanded, with the final burial in 2023 bringing the total to nearly 150 members of the Habsburg dynasty, one of Europe's most powerful and wealthiest imperial families, including 12 emperors and 19 empresses. According to a Habsburg burial custom, their bodies, hearts and viscera, internal organs, were separated and interred in 3 different Viennese churches. The bodies of these emperors are buried here, in the Imperial Crypt, their hearts interred in silver urns in the heart crypt within the Augustinian Church, and the organs were placed in copper urns and stored in the Ducal Crypt at St. Stephen's Cathedral. The custom of separating the remains began with Holy Roman Emperor Ferdinand III's second son, Archduke Ferdinand IV, who died in 1654. Following his family's rapid deaths, Emperor Ferdinand III decreed the crypt as the hereditary burial place. His successor, Emperor Leopold I, funded the construction of a new vault, which would eventually contain the remains of his 3 wives and 16 of his children alongside his own. This practice, as a formal Habsburg tradition, continued as a consistent custom until 1878, when it was discontinued by Emperor Franz Joseph I. As centuries passed, the crypt was expanded, filling with a mix of elaborate Rococo and more modest modern sarcophagi. Some, like the double tomb of Empress Maria Theresa and her husband, are incredibly ornate and showcase imperial power. In stark contrast to her elaborate tomb is the plain, unadorned coffin of their son, Emperor Joseph II, reflecting his Enlightenment-era sensibilities. These metal coffins, ranging from simple to extravagant, reflect the shifting tastes and theological beliefs of the long-reigning dynasty. The ornate sarcophagi contain symbols of death and vanity, like skulls, hourglasses, and skeletons in art and architecture, to encourage people to focus on spiritual matters, reminding viewers that all power is temporary. The crypt as a whole serve as a memento mori, a reminder that death is the great equalizer, affecting kings and commoners alike. The artistry celebrates the dynasty's power while simultaneously acknowledging its inevitable end. Countess Carolina von Fuchs was the principal governess who practically raised Maria Theresa from birth in 1717 and became a lifelong close friend and confidant. Maria Theresa was so grateful and fond of her that, when Countess Fuchs died in 1754, the Empress granted her a unique honor: burial in the Imperial Crypt in Vienna with the rest of the Habsburg family, despite having no blood or marital relationship to the dynasty. The inscription on her sarcophagus expresses Maria Theresa's gratitude, and it bears the postscript: "In the immortal memory of a benevolent and grateful heart for the noble education in virtue, I, Maria Theresa." A somber and theatrical funeral ritual developed over centuries, requiring a display of humility for the deceased royal's entry. As the procession arrives at the Capuchin church's door, a master of ceremonies knocks and announces the full imperial titles of the deceased, but a Capuchin friar from inside twice responds with, "We do not know him." The doors only open after the third knock, when the person is humbly presented as a poor sinner. This ritual emphasizes that, in the face of death, all earthly power and status are meaningless, and only humility and the need for God's mercy matter. While the specific three-knock poor sinner dialogue is modern, it reflects an older Habsburg tradition of humility and renouncing worldly titles at the end of life. While the burial ceremonies for the Habsburgs were always solemn, written records do not mention this specific ceremony being performed in centuries past. The lack of official documentation is because the ritual was a private internal monastic tradition rather than a public state function. Passed down as an oral tradition among the Capuchin friars, the details were preserved through continuous practice of the order and not in official imperial records. The three-part knocking ceremony with the specific dialogue was first formally documented and used at the funeral of Empress Zita in 1989. A major expansion occurred in 1960 to address overcrowding, creating new vaults and rearranging existing tombs. The crypt holds the remains of 12 emperors and 19 empresses, including Empress Elizabeth, who was assassinated in 1898, and her son, Crown Prince Rudolf. The crypt's guardians, the Capuchin friars, have maintained their duties for centuries, caring for the tombs and overseeing the centuries-long burial customs. The last official interment, utilizing the final available space, occurred in October 2023 for Princess Yolande de Ligne, bringing the continuous burial tradition to an end. Today, the imperial crypt serves as a powerful symbol of Habsburg history and mortality, attracting numerous visitors annually.